Okay, the structure faces north. So this puts us on the east wall. It's the east side of the dining room and the living room. That's the second story. I'm not going to be, and right in there. Okay, right there, underneath the wall, right above the shingles. That's called an apron flexion. And it's supposed to lay down flat against your roof surface, and it's not. You can see that it's all curling up there. So wind-blown rain can go inside your structure right up there. Coming along, a tree shouldn't be closer than 25 feet to a structure because of the roots and leaves and all that. So trees are too close. These are stair-step cracks between the brick and mortar on the east side of the living room. So we have that. Tree's still too close. Right here, what this is this is your sewer cleanouts. And you can see that this cap right here, that cap is broken and compromised. That's an exterior water faucet that I can't get to. Right? And the handle's broken. And it does not have a vacuum breaker. So that guy's a mess. It hasn't been used in a while. I don't want to use him. I'll use the other one to get the water pressure. Coming along, your rain gutters are above grade. This retaining wall seems to be serviceable at this time. Seems to be serviceable. It may be part of a community system because your neighbors have one like it. Your neighbors have one like it. So it may be part of a community system. But as it affects this structure, it seems to be performing. What I cannot determine is whether there are tiebacks back inside of here or geogrid, but horizontal reinforcement buried along here to support this. I don't know if it's there or not. Coming along, this is your water meter at the northeast corner of your property. And this may be the way you should, if you can. That valve down in there might be how you shut the water off in an emergency. I'll explain that to you in a little bit. But this is your water meter valve, and right inside of here is a cheater wheel or a cheater paddle. It's a flow indicator is what it really is. It's very sensitive. If that's moving, you have water supply, potable water moving in your house. So if you can't find a leak, that leak will be someplace that you can't see. But if that guy's moving, it needs to be, if that guy's moving, the leak needs to be found. If your water bill's high, come out and look at that. Lawn sprinkler head should not be closer than 12 inches to the structure. Moving along, did I say buckle up? This is going to be a long video, just warning you. Wood mulch underneath the drip line of the house. Okay, the wood mulch, then that's conducive to wood destroying insects. Coming along here, see these drill holes? Let's see, we got another one. We got a letter. I don't know what that's about. It's another drill hole. Okay. Drill holes should not be, excuse me. Drill holes are an indication. Doormat caught me off guard there. I apologize. Drill holes are an indication that this property has been treated for subterranean termites. We don't know when it was treated, we do not know who treated it, and we do not know what it was treated with. But those drill holes are an indication that it has been treated. When you have a post like this, okay, it should have been installed with a stand underneath it. The stand keeps water from leaking up into the wood and rotting it. So it wasn't real common in the 80s when this home was built. But I believe that requirement was still in place. Your light fixtures, they should be sealed to keep water from coming inside of them like that. It's flashing on the fireplace. when the roof is replaced, it should have been made tighter. See the gaps in all those flashing plates? And again, wind-driven rain can come up through there. You can see how water's been draining off of the fireplace, off the chimney right there, coming in. I can call attention to this. This is the rake edge. Sometimes we have drip edges, like below me. This is the rake edge. There's the shingles, and there's that fascia board, that little strip of metal. It's called edge flashing, that little strip of metal. Right there, you can see where the two pieces are lapping each other. They're not supposed to lap less than 10 inches. So that looks like it's about a 3-inch lap. The manufacturer isn't really plussed by that. This is some more loose apron flashing. And then your rain gutters. I don't know if the camera can pick this up. The rain gutters are holding water here. They're holding water. Now, this roof is too steep on a good day. I probably wouldn't be walking this roof, even on a good day. But when the shingles are wet like this, two things. One, I'm not walking it. Anybody with any sense wouldn't walk it. And all wet roofs look good. I just hate to say that. And you come along here, you can see a little bit. We got algae growing. North wall is where algae grows. We got algae growing on these shingles. Moss, excuse me. Moss. We're going to have some algae and moss. We got moss growing on these shingles. And I'd like to walk it. I like to walk them if I can. Coming along, you see these little holes around the perimeter here? Those are called weep holes. Because home ownership 101, all roofs leak and all walls leak. We want them to shed water faster than they accept it. Because we want to keep the living space dry. So those weep holes are good things for you. But you're supposed to have weep holes over your fenestrations. Now this is the only window, I believe, that has brick over it. The wood over the fenestrations doesn't require weep holes. But this one fenestration, see, these are all wood. That one fenestration should have had some weep holes. Coming along. See the roof up here? And it doesn't have any rain gutters. And so the water cascades off of this. And it cascades right there onto your shingles. It just beats the living daylights out of them. So that's not a good design. That's not a good design. And then you can see how dark that is. It's not just because it's wetter, if that's a word, a little more wet. But that's actually algae. The other was moss. This is algae on the north side. Algae is growing there because it stays wet. It never gets a chance to. It doesn't dry out as fast as the rest of the shingles. Moving along. See the design of this roof right here? See how it comes down to this pitch right here? See that dark spot underneath there? My eyes have a wider angle. Okay, but see that dark spot right there? That's algae again. That's algae where the water's running down and it's causing your shingles to age prematurely. This structure has had foundation repair. That's what this is indicative of. Those are not drill holes for termites. But that's two piers have been installed right there. I remember seeing another one on the patio, so I know there's at least been 3 piers on this structure. In the bushes, I can't tell. This is the door casement, the garage car entry door. Door casement, it's not supposed to be in direct contact with the cement like that, with the driveway. Like the front door post, it'll allow moisture to weep up inside of there. This is the only GFCI in the garage. And it works. But you're supposed to have a GFCI behind that yellow handle over there and on your ceiling. And you don't have those. This is your garage door, overhead door, metal. It's got a handle. It's got tension warnings on the corners. Those are good things. Those are good things. We're supposed to have those. Okay. But the optic sensors, they're higher from the garage floor than 6 inches. And the control wires have been held in place with staples. Those staples should have been insulated staples. Coming along here, I'm short. Okay, I'm vertically challenged. And this doorbell, excuse me, it's not a doorbell, but this control button for the overhead door should not be closer to the door threshold than 5 feet. I'll measure it to make sure, but I think that'll fail. And you're supposed to have a warning notice posted on the wall right here, just like you're supposed to have a warning notice posted on the door. The courtesy light is not working. The optic sensor is working. This door lock, it should have been disabled so that you don't lock the door and accidentally open the door while it's locked and then bend your door up. Coming along, speaking of doors, this is your door to the patio area. It does not stay latched. It doesn't fit well enough. You can see a little bit of air in there. It doesn't fit well enough. We have this lock right here for it. It's kind of neat. To undo this lock, you got to pull it like that, and you can swing it open. That's the receptacle outlet that is not GFCI protected. Moving along, this is your electric service panel. Breaker box, load center, call it what you will. Popular name right now is load center, so there's that. So what do we have going on in this box? Well, I won't tell you what's right with it because there's some right things, but I will tell you, well, actually, okay, yeah, there's some right things. Thought I found something, but here's the things, and they're not big. But here's the things that are wrong with it. This is L1 and L2. There should be rubber covers over these. That's a relatively recent requirement, by the way. I don't think it was required when this home was built, but there should be rubber. They're safety devices, so there should be rubber boots over those. This is your main neutral coming into the house, and that should be wrapped with white tape. And then coming down here, these are hot neutrals for your 220, like this one's for your oven, I suppose. This one's for your refrigerator, for your air conditioning system. This one, I believe, is for your range. Clothes dryer range. Okay. And by the way, your air conditioning system is over fused. The fuse for that is larger than is required. Check my notes. Anyway. 2530. No, this is your air conditioner. This is your air conditioner. Because I remember reading it and that it was so. And it's fine. It's fine. I don't mean to take you on a wild goose chase. These cables should not be, and wires, electric circuits, should not be in direct contact with the cover. So these wires should be bent back a little bit. So the wires should not be in contact with the cover. The white wires should have black tape on them. And these, not here, but here. Okay, this black wire should have white tape on it. The bonding location is not labeled on it. And that is about it. That's those are misdemeanors. It's not perfect, but those are relatively. And I don't mean to dismiss my work. I don't mean to discount my work. But those issues they don't carry a lot of weight. How shall I say that? Moving along. Rain gutters above grade. This is your electric meter. This will be on the west side of the garage. The load center is on the west interior side of the garage. It's below grade. Over here, drill holes. Drill holes, drill holes, drill holes. This house has been treated. This, there's a tension in, because this is a slab foundation, post-tension slab. There's different styles of those. So there's not just one post-tension slab, but this is a post-tension slab. It's one of those. Coming along, this is your clothes dryer vent. The flap has been stuck open because it's dirty and it's crushed. It doesn't exhaust the way it should, and it should not have a screen installed around that. And somebody thought that was a real good idea a while back, and they started selling those things, but they're just clogged with lint. So that's a non-plus right there. Now, this looks like a closed dryer vent as well. It almost looks like lint stuck in there as well. I'm not sure why you'd have two closed dryer vents. Time will tell. We got your soffit vents. They're continuous, so we're gonna have to look for something in the attic to see if we can support that kind of a system. Coming along here. Well, those are my notes going. Sorry about that. Might learn something. Turn you off. This is your condensing unit for a heat pump system. They're supposed to be level. That's not level. And this unit was installed in 2009. So, 2009, that makes it, what, 11 years old? They last about 14. They don't have to last 14 years. Mine's running on 18. But the average, they're engineered on paper to last 20 years. They are. But in this area, you're going to get, usually about 14 years. I'm just saying it. These are called Schrader valves. Schrader valve ports, refrigerant Schrader valves, refrigerant service ports. And these should have been anti-theft. Anti-theft, those are just regular caps. And they should have had anti-theft caps on them. This is the refrigerant line coming in here. And this insulation is loose and off. And this is the wrong kind of insulation, by the way. So this insulation should have been a hard plastic coat to keep it from splitting like that, to keep the sun's UV rays. This foam right here, that might keep a draft out, but that's not going to keep water out. That's an open cell foam. That foam is like a sponge. So when it gets wet, it's just going to hold the water next to the building like that. Those are low voltage wires, like telephone wire. I don't know if you remember telephone wires. Okay, but those are low voltage wires, like on a doorbell. That's not the most attractive application. It's not very professional and workmanlike. I'm having trouble finding a code that would back that up. This is your electric service disconnect for your condensing unit. It should be sealed around 3 sides. And on this, it shouldn't be sealed on this. If you seal this, you won't be able to take this off to look at it, service it. This is what the technician uses to disable power so the technician can service your equipment. It's not supposed to be located behind the unit like that. Not supposed to be located behind the unit. It should have been sealed. And we should have an electric receptacle outlet. Out here you've got one on the other side of the wall of the garage. So, it's kind of a non-issue. And when this home was built, they weren't required here, by the way. So you could retrofit it, I guess. Lights again should be sealed. Now, see this right here? See that little strip of flashing between the paneling? A little strip of flashing? That's called Z-bar flashing. The Z-bar flashing should be over your fenestrations. The wood, like the brick, is supposed to have weep holes. You're supposed to have Z-bar flashing over your window fenestrations. Now I'm going to yank you around a little bit here. That's what I do. On this siding, right here, these are called butt joints. These are called butt joints. And for a while, you weren't supposed to seal them. Now I think you can leave them. Now you can seal them. When this home was built, you weren't supposed to be able to seal them. But regardless, there's supposed to be flashing tape between those butt joints. Little strips of tape to keep the water from going into the structure. You're never going to find it. I hope I find it one day. And this pattern could have been staggered a little better. See all those butt joints are next to each other? You don't have 2 in a row, so they did what they're supposed to do. They could have staggered it a little better. This is a tiny gate. We've got a little bit of water issues that are coming in through the doors. That's pretty much natural wear and tear. I mean, that's where the door is. It's not a new home. I already told you this door doesn't latch. This, I am supposing, is the main water shutoff valve to the structure. It's the only thing I can imagine it would be for. The only problem with that is that buried. If there's something in there, I don't know. I don't imagine they would make this for no good reason. So that needs to be excavated so that you got a valve in there that you can use and service, and you don't have to go to the meter. Got almost 60 psi water pressure here. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Moving on along. These are surface drains. This one's kind of loose. I have straightened it up a little bit.